3, 2, 1. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's T-Rex.
And this is episode 130 of Godfather Family Dynasty, entitled We Have Amazing Daily Task Rewards, and Captain McCluskey's 5-star skill is insane. And we're going to talk about all of that. But first, before we get into any of that, Rex, you want to take the floor?
Yeah, let's do that real quick and cover all these events that we got going on here, because it is a full slate once again. And this is, again, one of those that we've talked about in the past where they all kind of tie into each other and you can use one to feed the others. Yep. So as we're going through here, guys, the first one is that, you know, we have the KCL going on. We all know what that is by this time. The first one I really want to get into is the limited time challenge. If you guys pay attention to this, you're going to notice that there's some things in here. You do these tasks and you're going to get these boxes, and the boxes, sometimes even the tasks have these coins associated with them. You can go to the shop and buy items. Some of those items that you can use, or you can buy, are cabinets for your collections in your vault. And it just so happens that we have the African European Collection points event going on right now. So if you have those coins from your limited time challenge there, and you buy those cabinets and you've been saving your cabinets and your chests, you can really get pretty far into this event really early on. In addition to that, we have the supply fishing event going on again. And if you take notice here, when you trade in your black anchors there, you can trade them in for chests and cabinets for the African European Collection, therefore giving you even more, okay? And now as you open those, you pop back over to your limited time challenge, and you're going to be getting more boxes for opening cabinet collections. In addition here, guys, we also have the resource plunder battle going on. You go out there, you find your factories, and you get on there and spend some time collecting resources off of them. The points in there are, I believe, based off of if you have to battle on them, but I'm not sure. I'm going to look into that. We have the foreign trade liner event coming up again, so this is a big one for the spenders out there. More you spend, the more points you get, and the more warehouses you open up. And then once you get the highest level rewards chosen that you can get for however many how much you spend and whatever, at the end of this was going to turn into one of those where you're going to get that reward for 4 weeks, for a month there going out.
Like the trade
Yeah, you love the trade liner. I know you do. We still got the holiday bar event going on. It's also neutral gangs. Again, neutral gangs, guys, you're going to hit the neutral gangs, and you have the possibility of getting those anchors, which again can go into the fishing event, and you can get more cabinets, and you get more cabinets, then you open them up, you get more points for the collection event. You're also going to be able to get family challenge coupons, okay? Family challenge coupons you can use to get resources, laundered cash, star medals for your troops, or wrenches. If you're getting star medals for your troops, it also happens to be the star upgrading event. So if you upgrade your troop stars, you're going to get more of those from the family challenges. You're going to be able to get more stars. As you upgrade your stars, the rewards that come from that event, you're going to get even more star medals, so you can put even more into upgrading your troops. So again, this all goes hand in hand in hand. And a lot of this actually is one of the reasons we wanted to touch base on the McCluskey 4 and 5-star skill, particularly the 5-star, because Captain McCluskey and neutral gangs go hand in hand. Yes, and that's one of the main topics we wanted to hit tonight. For those of you who don't know who Captain McCluskey is, He's one of those luxury capos that I absolutely love. He's going to hit neutral gangs for you once you hit 4 stars with him. He's not very easy to get. So you're either going to have to grind for him or you're going to have to spend some money. But if you're able to do so, and you can get him to 4 stars every 16 hours, he's going to go out and he's going to hit neutral gangs for you. Which means if you time it correctly during the neutral gang event, if you send him out for the first time right after reset when the event starts, you should be able to send him out twice during the day and get some points out of him 2 times. If you happen to have him 5 stars, something that I've recently done on my newest server here, it's every 8 hours he's capable of going out. So you can do 4 times every 20, 8, 16, 3 times every day. So if you time it out right and you get that, you're going to have a little bit of an advantage in the neutral gangs. And you're also going to get rewards back. He's going to pick up family challenge coupons. He's going to pick up the anchors for you. When they're running the celebration alloy out of, neutral gangs and whatever, he's going to pick up the celebration alloy for you. He's going to pick up laundered cash for you, resources, troop medals. Some of the rewards, when he comes back are really kind of incredible, considering that you can do it at least twice, if not 3 times a day.
That is impressive.
And in addition to that, we did cover his book recently. Okay. And if you happen to get into that book and you can open up the book and get down to that reward bonus where you use the yellow and red gems to upgrade that, you can increase the amount of time that he's spending out there, which means he's just going to hit more gangs. You're going to get more points and more possibilities for rewards.
So patrol time increased by 72 seconds. But a lot of people are going to say, well, 72 seconds, it's only like a minute and a half. Yes. It might be only a minute and a half,
level.
But yeah, exactly. But you have to also take, that's for the first level, right?
Right, that's the first level of potential 30 different times you can upgrade it for a maximum of 3,600 seconds.
Oh my god. 3,600 seconds. What could somebody calculate that in the minutes? What is that?
That's a lot. Was there 60 seconds in a minute still? Is that how?
Yep.
I know things in America are changing rapidly, so. Is that? No, that can't be.
What?
Is my math off? Is that 60 minutes? That can't be right.
Wait, hold on.
No, I'm gonna go with 6 minutes.
60 seconds. 60 seconds. 3,600 divided by 60.
Yeah, it's 60.
So I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense for an hour.
That to me is insane. Because he already runs, I believe, for 30 minutes. So if you're adding another hour, that's an hour and a half that he's just running around hitting neutral gangs.
And you have to take into account how fast he's actually moving, right? So
yes, because it's not like when you set out a normal neutral gang attack where you're limited by the speed of your march. He's moving. That guy's cooking out there.
Exactly. So, oh my God, I would love to know. Listen, if there's anybody out there in the Godfather Family Dynasty community who actually has this completely maxed out, I would love to talk to you. Even if you don't want to come on the show, I'd love to talk to you. Let me know, are we correct? Is it an hour? Could you send us some screenshots and let us see what those rewards look like at the end of that hour? I would love to see that. Because I just have a feeling that it would just blow my mind.
Yeah, that it seems crazy to me. And remember, like, there's other events too, guys, that's going to come in really handy for you. Okay, so let's take a look at, last week we had the Labor Day event going on, and you were getting those hard hats from hitting neutral gangs.
Mm-hmm.
So you were trying to really grind and get up to the 1,600 hard hats you needed to get either your Labor Day or your Independence Day medal, for example. That would be a huge asset to you, because I was able to take advantage of it, and I only had him at 4 stars for most of that event.
Right. I was looking at McCluskey's Awakening too. When Capo's force is fighting with neutral gangs and neutral bosses, inflict damage will increase by 10%, and that's just starting out. So he's
so as far as I know, that would encompass elite bosses.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a nice little boost for a while. I know once you get into the later servers, those guys are really just walking straight through elite bosses essentially. But in a newer server or a moderately newer server, that little extra could really come in handy.
Bro, I'm kicking myself in the ass for not investing into McCluskey already, because now I'm looking at this his second ability bonus, where it says double the drop rate by 1% during the patrol.
Yeah.
But it goes up to 50%. So you're talking about double that drop rate of 1% by 50%, and then for an hour, bro. Oh my god.
Right, so you got right. If you think about it like this, maybe you send him out and he brings back, I don't know, we'll just say 100 knife medals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're talking about bringing back an extra 50 every time he's going out. So it's the cumulative, advantage that you're getting, is that over time you're going to be adding hundreds and then thousands and then tens of thousands of additional rewards coming back.
That's sick, bro. That's sick.
I'm actually looking right now to see if I could finish his book. I got a cricket. I've hit all the gangs I need to do. I need the Cuban cigars. The Cuban cigars are kind of hard to come by now. I'm not going to lie. You're going to have to get those in, the packs that have the Capo items in them, or through events or something like that. You're not going to find them as easily as you used to be able to, just, through your regular grind. But if you are capable of picking them up, it's an intelligence capo. So if you're not running driver capos, maybe this is something that you can take advantage of. When you get those chests that have the 2 different capo items in there, maybe you get your knives, or maybe you get your guns or your bombs, and then you throw the intelligence on there as a little icing on the cake, and you work your way up like that. That's essentially what I did.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's a great point. And again, I'm so kicking myself in the ass for what this is a common occurrence in the game for me. I invest my hobby items one way, and then all of a sudden they could either come out with a new capo, where it's always something. Now McCluskey, which I had already 5-star in the old server, is not even 2-star in this server. So I'm sad.
Yeah, I get it, and I think I mentioned in a previous episode, not when we covered his book that just came out, is I made the mistake on a recent server of not developing him, and I regretted it terribly. And again, he's not going to be the savior of the world or anything like that. but it's just a nice, luxury capo to have. If you have the ability and you have the extra capo pieces, once you get your main force rocking and rolling, this is a nice way to go to get yourself a couple, some extra stuff rolling in. Like I said, every 8 hours at 5 stars, and potentially, it could be a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
If you get that bonus, that additional 50%, or you get the extra time, an hour and a half is insane. If we're doing, listen, I work on the railroad because I'm not a mathematician, but if we're doing that math right, an hour and a half is crazy.
Shit, you're not kidding. And then also you have to take into account, right, is like, depending upon what server you're in, if you got this guy and you're in an older server where your tech is just crazy, your cars are just flying, bro. I mean, good God. But at that point, you need a McCluskey because you're in desperate need of as many stars as troop medals as you can.
Right. So McCluskey is running the same speed when you send him out on his special ability there. He's running the same speed as your car runs when you're doing like a treasure chest.
That's so
real talk. That's how fast he's going. So think about that.
Why?
Think about that for an hour and a half.
You know why he's going that fast?
Because he can turn on the lights and the sirens and just...
Exactly. He doesn't have to obey traffic laws, bro. He's blowing through fucking red lights, stop signs. He took a couple pedestrians out. It's all good. He's McCluskey.
Yeah, it's Captain McCluskey. He's a dirty cop,
He's a dirty cop.
Here we go. I'm going to complete that book.
Okay,
right now.
Look.
We're going to complete that book.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Why is it that the Corleones, the elite of the mafia families, right? Why is it that they thought it was a good idea for Michael Corleone to take out the police chief? It's all I'm saying is this. If you ever read the book, the amount of hitmen and button men, as they called it, that they had out on the street during the war when it all went down was like, bro, you would think that that Don Corleone was the president of the Italian people himself. That's how many fucking button men that they say he had in the book. So you have 2,000 button men that can do the job, and you think it's the smartest idea to have the heir to the throne do the fucking job to the point where he has to move out of the country and go to Italy for how many years?
Yeah, no, he was a powerhouse, and I think he's a very underrated powerhouse in the game as well. And I'm just sitting here thinking also about this fact, okay? We all know when you do neutral gangs, when you start getting up to certain levels, you take injured troops, correct?
Uh-huh.
If your hospital's full, you get dead troops, okay? When you send McCluskey out, let's say you're working on level 24 or level 30 neutral gang, and you're taking pretty substantial damage every time you're doing it on your own. When you send McCluskey out, there's no damage.
Ooh.
There's no injured troops. If your hospital's full, nobody's going to the morgue. Okay, there's no healing, no. It's just he's hitting them, and that's it.
Interesting.
So I that to me is that's worth the price of admission alone, right there.
Right.
If you're really pushing the limits of what you're capable of doing on a neutral gang, and you're taking, like I said, you could be taking substantial hits to, where you have to, do some healing, and maybe you don't have any, helper players in your family that do automatic clicking for you. It might take you a long time to get through all of your healing, or a lot of speeds to get through your healing. So he really is another aspect that I really just thought about right now while we were having this conversation.
That's awesome. That makes me, and I know this is probably never gonna happen, but you know how much I absolutely despise doing the purge. You know this. Could you imagine if they added a thing where he does the purge for you?
Oh, no, you can't do that.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't do that? What do you mean? Why?
You can, but you know, he's also like, if you have him in one of your marches and you're doing the purge with him, he does get a speed bonus going out to those neutral gangs. So he's already marching faster than your main march is marching.
No. Hold on. I want to go back to this. No, you can't do that. That was an automatic response. Listen, folks. I want to tell you something.
We're talking about overpowering, and here's really the thing too. Okay, let's take this into consideration.
All right.
For those of you who are listening that are on very new servers, and the purge is one of those events that takes you like 45 minutes, and you're really okay. Once you get a couple of mansions in there, 21 or above or whatever, you're talking about the purge goes from 45 minutes down to a matter of like a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're throwing McCluskey in and he's automatically doing it for you, I don't even know if he has enough time to go out and get multiple hits.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. What if?
You know what I mean? Like, once you get to a certain mansion level, you can do purge by yourself in a matter of minutes.
See, and that's what I was gonna say, right? So, well, no, that's actually not what I was gonna say. You brought up that point, and that's a strong point. So, what if they made it so that you can use McCluskey if you're below a certain mansion level? Let's say,
I don't know how. I think what really needs to be done is they need to rescale purge. You've gotten to a point now where we have added substantial additional cap to mansion levels, but we haven't really increased the neutral gangs that much, or what you could do on the purge.
True. Okay. I feel like we've put some time into McCluskey. I have one more final thought before we move on to these the book and the rewards. Imagine just for a second, either McCluskey allows you to do it, or a new capo that comes out, right? A new umbrella capo that comes out allows you to, the same way McCluskey does neutral gangs, but it does the elites for you.
Sure, sign me up. I don't think it'll happen, but give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to mute you real quick.
Okay. Yeah, guys.
Go to Colonia took those switches.
So Rex has been telling me about these rewards that he's been getting. These amazing rewards he's been getting from his daily task book. And I don't know, I know that you get rewards, but I'm not really sure exactly what he's talking about. But he sounded really excited about it. So if he's excited, I'm excited, and we're definitely going to talk about it. I do want to check the rankings really quick on this neutral gang. So we got, oh, look at Rex up there. Rex in first place. We got Melody, our girl Melody, killing it right now. We got our boy Transporter. We got Vice. The family's doing really well. And for those of you who are not up to date, our family took over the server. And honestly, I when we came into the server, I thought it was going to be very, very competitive, because our family was actually in second place. BOB family was first place by a good amount. But we very quickly took over, and it was, I think, a combination of we had a great team, and also BOB family never really had leadership there, and they because of that they lost a lot of players, and yeah. But either way, the server is actually very active still, even if all of the active players are in our family, and very, very healthy. The events look good. We have a good group, a good core group of players. We actually just secured the merger with the rest of BOB family. Got some new players, so things are looking good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. We have most of the BOB.
Yep. Lethal said, "What server is it?" So this server is 30.4. And Lethal's in here talking up a storm. First of all, shout out to Lethal. Lethal's been growing our social media for ACG like crazy, and we are on every social media platform, even Spotify, and Lethal's been working really hard, in particular on our TikTok. She just got our TikTok to 50 followers, so shout out to Lethal for that. You're amazing, baby. Love you and thank you for all your hard work. She said getting those followers is not easy. Takes forever to heal troops, she said, or maybe I have no money and I can't heal them. Sometimes I don't like to do neutral gangs because if my troops get injured, then it takes forever, wasting speed ups. She said T-Rex stomping around telling us we can't do stuff. What is Linktree? She told me.
I didn't even realize it.
Huh?
She was in the chat. I didn't even realize she was in the chat.
She told me what Linktree is before, but I forget. I think she's told me like 3 times, probably. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. The daily task rewards.
Sorry, what was that?
You said the daily task rewards?
You talking about the daily task book?
Yeah.
That's something I've been kind of messing around with, doing the, when you mop those and then you remop them again, spending a little bit of gold on each one. What I was noticing was, when they're giving the celebration alloy, I was picking up an additional like 300 to 400 every day. So over the course of like the last couple of weeks, it's been, thousands of the celebration alloy.
Damn. Okay, so
in addition,
how do I get to it?
You've done it before. Well, you're talking about. Let me make sure we're on the right page here.
What?
What are you talking about? You said the daily task, right?
I was asking you what you were talking about.
I think we got on separate pages here.
Just tell me where to go.
What are you looking for?
What you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't remember what I was talking about.
You're talking about getting the celebration alloy. Where do I go to get the celebration alloy?
The daily task book.
Oh my God, Reximus. What daily task book? Tell me where to go.
Jesus Christ. Smooth, I'm gonna kill you.
Tell me where to go.
The story book.
Alright, I'm going to the storybook. Okay. Storybook. I'm at the storybook.
Right, so the storybook, you do this every day, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or you should be.
Yeah.
So we'll go with yes, okay. So when you're doing this, what I was doing was, going to the first one here, which is Connie's Wedding, Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I would scroll all the way to the left. And even though it's the, easiest of all of them, hit the mop button, move on to the next one, hit the mop button. All right, now look, I already got a family coupon. Okay, so what I was noticing was, by doing this, the amount of additional items I was getting, and I don't think it's dropping the Celebration Alloy anymore, but it has been for the last couple of weeks during that event where you could get the Celebration Alloy daily for checking in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was picking up like 300 to 400 additional every day.
Oh, damn.
And that's for that FES technology at the bottom of your library. So you've got your local and your cross server, and then there's the developmental FES techs, and they're all, a very big power boosts. So when you start getting into some of the higher levels, like I did one the other day where for the technology event, where one upgrade gave me 100,000 power.
What?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Not bad, right?
No, not bad at all. That's crazy.
So you can really, if you have a lot of the Celebration Alloy, you can really boost your technology. And if you do it right, like if you're on a newer server, okay, like 31.1 and 31.2 came out while this Celebration Alloy was being given out. If they play their cards right, they can, get some pretty nice boosts right off the top. Whether it's extra coordination or extra attack, extra defense, reduction in damage taken, things like that. Initiative, whether it be on their local server or a crossover. And what I found was that in the development tab for it, there's a coordination boost there. And it encompasses both local and crossover. So that's an overall on top. Okay, so yeah, so that's going to count for both, your server wars and your crossover events, and for your local server. Because I think it's important that you balance the local with the crossover stuff. Because yes, server war and all that's going to be important, but you also have to play on your home server every day, regardless of whether it's server war or crossover.
That's true.
So you never know what's going to happen. And then once you get to like server mergers and things like that, where you're merging two servers together, it's still going to become your local server.
Yeah.
So you're going to they have to fight when you get into that situation too, because a lot of times the server mergers don't go smoothly.
That's very true.
So I think it's important, to keep a balance there. But particularly early on, like it doesn't hurt to go more with the local technology, and then later on down the road, start to add in some of that crossover stuff. But you're also not guaranteed that by the time you get to server that it's going to be available to you again. Hopefully it will, but you can't guarantee it. So take it, do the best you can with what you have.
Right.
I think this is the second time we've seen it on 30.4. And we're somewhere around like 6 or 7 months in or so.
Are we really already?
Something like that, yeah.
Damn. Why'd you have to say that? Now I feel old.
Let me take a look. Oh no, it's not that bad. What are we in here? We're in 4.5 months.
Damn, still makes me feel old.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too is like we just had Champions League, and to me it seemed like it's so early. But this is apparently the new norm.
You said what?
But apparently this is like the new normal. You know?
Right.
Everybody's been saying, you know, same thing. It's been happening sooner and sooner. Server wars coming sooner. So, you know, where we used to think it was about a year or so before server, it's really not anymore. It doesn't seem.
I guess someone who just didn't have an ID.
But
yeah. So what does that mean for our server in terms of server wars?
We just went through our second time through on Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
I think we get one more, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we could potentially be looking at server war. I can tell you, server 29 is currently in server war.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, they're not that far really behind us, and they are definitely, you know, interestingly enough, for you and I, personal note, 29.1 and 29.5 fought each other the first round.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Damn.
And my understanding is that 29.5 kind of whooped up on 29.1.
Holy shit.
So,
that's crazy, bro.
yeah, you know, I'm not one for really kicking dead horses or anything like that, or, you know, but to those of, you know, it's the 29.1 who still listen to us, I did tell you guys backed the wrong horse in that race. So
yeah, 100%.
You know, Jen, Steve, still love you guys, but you know, sorry you're stuck there with well, everybody abandoned you. So
damn, bro, that's rough.
yeah, you know, but a lot of those same names now. You know, I see them on 30, I see them in 31s, so they're still playing. They just you know, they just brought the house down on 29.1 and then they split.
I mean, look, at this juncture in the game, if you know somebody doesn't last longer than a year in a server, I wouldn't put my money on them.
Some don't even last a couple months. So there are some people that just really enjoy the early stages of the game,
mm-hmm.
and I'm one of them too. Like, the early stages are fun. It's fast, and the upgrades come almost immediately. And now, you know, like, all these resource packs, you can get 8-hour speed ups like by the hundreds. So, like, you can grow so much faster than you used to be able to, which makes sense because server war is kind of so much sooner than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, like, how else are you going to get your mansions to the same, you know, to the same levels as they used to be able to do when you had more time to do it? Well, let's just throw a whole bunch of 8-hour speed ups in the mix.
Right.
Let's throw a whole bunch of laundered cash in there too. So, you know, pick your poison. Do you want resources or do you want speed ups and laundered cash? You can do, you know, a little of each. So, but, you know, there's a lot of people that they just really love the early on, the hustle and bustle, the shuffle, the drama of it, the, you know, forming families and the fight to be the top family, and the kill events have more players and more active players, and gathering events, you know, some people that are out there trying to collect resources without being caught and hunting them down. It's a lot more exciting.
You're getting me excited.
So it went from 6 to midnight, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And listen, I'm one of them. You know, it's very exciting early on, but there's also something that's exciting about making it the server war, making it to your CCSE stuff and your mergers and things like that. There's a reason that all of these old servers, the 101s, the 102s, they're so populated. Think about that. We talk all the time about how underpopulated all of these new servers and all these new zones are. But when you look at the old servers, the ones that have been around, some of these guys have been playing these accounts for 8 years or more.
Mm-hmm.
But why is 1HM so good in Family Champions League? Because they can put a full roster out every single time. Because they have 20 strong, dedicated, experienced players that they can put out in FCL every single round. And from talking to members of 1HM in the finals, the one battle that they lost was when certain players weren't able to get on, and when they didn't have a full team until 4 or 5 minutes into the match.
Yeah, that's very
so
true.
And that's why they have so much success. That's why you see a lot of the same families in FCL over and over and over and over again, is because they have very populated rosters. And that happens a lot through server mergers and things like that. So that really does help keep the populations up on those older servers. Plus the amount of time and energy and for some of them, the money that they've invested into it keeps you playing as well.
Yeah.
So like, speaking of time, energy, and money, some of the new things that just came out with the last update, I think is another huge money grab by the developers, but we'll see how this plays out. It's this mounted equipment on your capos now.
Yeah, what is that, by the way? Well, actually, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that yet.
Yeah, no, I have to do some more looking into that. That is definitely something that we're going to, get into, but I want to talk to some of my, more veteran, more experienced, players who are actually, doing this already. But that's one of the things I do want to get into in the pretty near future, as well as, the medals,
Mm-hmm.
and how you can, the medal enhancements that you can do now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see some of the enhanced medals that are coming out. I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about them.
Why is that?
The amount of because some of the buffs that they're getting after max leveling this medal, and then going through the process of enhancing it and everything. Like, who the hell wants 20% faster gathering speed on a medal for their their PvP force?
Right. True.
And yes, you can redo it again, but it's additional resources and cost. So between that and now the mounted equipment, they do seem like there's some money grabs. And I think, to quote somebody, if I see one more goddamn thing that says enhancement, I'm gonna shoot somebody. Because lately everything's been enhancement. So kind of curious, where they're going to go with that. One of the changes that they did make in the last update, and we can, cover real quick, was they kind of gave Jack Waltz a facelift on his abilities.
Oh, damn. I did not know that.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second. Let me just pull it up. So this was a big one, I thought, because Jack has always been one of those guys that people will dispute whether you should use McCluskey or whether you should use Jack, and you cannot use them in tandem. So that's important to know. If you're running McCluskey, he's going to do his thing, and Jack will not give you the additional rewards, you have to do those neutral gangs on your own. But with Jack now, his 4-star talent, there are 2 new options that are being added to the trophies that you can win. So basically with Jack, what happens is with his 4-star talent, when you go out and you hit neutral gangs, you can occasionally get a chest that would have an additional reward in it. So what they've added now are these red and golden gemstones. And those are what you need to upgrade the abilities on your capos once you get them the 5 stars and unlock their book.
Really?
And those are, the red ones especially I find to be very hard to come by. You can get them. There's a that you can get a chest that you can get. Apologies.
You say what?
My apologies. I have a train going by.
Oh, you're good.
So there's the rare optional treasure chest. It's one of those that you can get with packs or as rewards and things like that. And some of the things that you can get in there are alloy or these red and golden stones, family, the unity certificates for your family medal, the ore for crafting your ornaments, wrenches. You can get some trial dust in there. So there's a lot of good stuff in there that you might potentially need, but you just have to choose what it is that you want to get. So like for each one that you do, you're going to get 10 red gemstones, which is not a whole lot. So 20 of the golden ones. But, it's like 100 alloy, or you can get 250 wrenches. So, if you're running drivers, this is a really good box for you because you're going to need a crap ton of wrenches to get those higher level drivers opened up. The trial dust, I thought was great to put in here because that was something that we were severely lacking previously. It was very hard to get to, and the number of, the amount of trial dust that you need when you start talking about orange imprints, what is it, 19,600 to go from purple 3-star up to an orange, so kind of crazy. So that I think that's really great that they added that to Jack. I don't know if it's enough for me to start working him as a capo as well right now, but he's definitely somebody I'm going to put on the back burner now and start slowly kind of working behind the scenes, bring him along slowly because I'm not huge on grinding neutral gangs, without McCluskey. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Outside of the neutral gang event, I'm not somebody who goes out and uses all of my neutral gang attacks every day. I'll throw a couple out there, and now, I'll give McCluskey out there a couple times a day, but other than that, I don't have hours of time to spend online just hitting gangs over and over and over again. So, am I going to do? Maybe. I'll probably put him on the back burner, like I said, and then slowly bring him along. Because now, with the amount of capos that have books available to them, and I can only imagine that they're going to add more because they just added 6. So they're probably going to add more in the future. Those red and golden gemstones are going to become something that you really need, and especially because with these books, with some of them, as you're upgrading them, the amount of those gemstones that you need each upgrade increases. Okay, so it might start off as 30, and then before you know it, it's 160 or 320.
Oh God.
And then every click you're burning through them. So I think having that available now with Jack, and I know Jack was already pretty popular, especially with people that really do grind out the neutral gangs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really big upgrade that they just gave him.
Damn. I
So,
never thought about it.
And again, it's like they give you the money grab upgrade. Like, hey, here's your mounted equipment. Come buy this. And then they give you something. And they're like, hey, since you've already done this, here's a little something for you. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jack is a little bit easier to get than McCluskey. I would have to double check. I don't think he's that terrible.
So you don't think he's that terrible?
Okay, so he's actually the trophy. So yeah, he's a little bit difficult to get as well.
Okay.
So again, you're looking at another luxury Capo. But again, somebody that could be potentially worth it. And I think it's important to note here that, if I'm not mistaken, McCluskey is a intelligence Capo, so he is a more of a driver-based Capo. Jack, I believe, is a bomber Capo. Let me just double check that real quick. Off the top of my head, I want to say bombers.
Okay.
And of course, yes, he is a bomber Capo. So, again, not a battle Capo as far as I'm aware, but he is somebody who does offer some good buff. 1 star, I get increase all of the Capo's toughness in his force by 5%, and then 10%, and then 20% at 3 stars. And then 4 stars is where everybody really kind of gets into him. When appointed as an official, every neutral gang kill will provide the probability of an additionally obtaining a treasure chest. And that treasure chest is what we were talking about, which is now going to have those red and golden gemstones in there.
That's amazing. And so are you looking at that Capo right now?
Yes.
Okay, and so when you were looking at in comparison, like when you're looking at McCluskey's thing where it goes all the way up to like what some of them said like 50%, and then McCluskey said that it went all the way up to what you said, an hour. So what does that Capo's go all the way up to?
Sorry, I had him and I closed him so I can make sure that I had him. I was looking at him in the nightclub. Let me go to my actual Capo page where I can look at all of his accoutrements. Yeah. So, all right. Jack is one of those Capos that has an awakening, a book, and a dress-up. So, in his awakening, you're increasing the Capo's main attributes in this course by 10%. Okay, and that's just at the beginning. So that's actually a pretty good awakening, if you ask me. Going into his book, okay, obviously the top one is always coordination, increase the size of your march. The second one down, each toughness Capo in Jack Waltz's force will increase buttonman damage of his force by 3.7%. So that is not in a column. The maximum on that is only 15%. And then his reward bonus is each non-toughness Capo in the opponent's force will reduce buttonman damage taken of Jack Waltz's force by 2.5% with a maximum of 10%.
Damn.
So that's not bad, but I'm not super in love. And I don't really see Jack as a big PvP Capo. But he does also have a dress-up. So if we're going to take a look at the dress-up, just for argument's sake here, the 3 dress-up skills here, we've got the obtaining effect, which is your first one. Once dress up has been obtained, increase the all bombers attack by 4%. For bombers in his force, increase the effect by an extra 50%. So any bomber across the board, whether it's in his force or not, is going to get that 4%. And then it's the additional 5% on top of that if they're in his force. And obviously you can upgrade that as you're going. It goes 6%, 8%, 10, 12, 14, all the way up to 20%. So for bombers in his force, it could be an extra 30%. So that's not too bad.
Okay.
The second one is the applying effect. For applying the dress up, reduce the damage dealt to buttonmen in his force by 2%. For bombers in the force, double the amount of damage reduced. So if you're running bombers and something else, they're both going to get a damage reduction. And again, that's all the way up to only 10% on this one. But a damage reduction, not too bad. And then the final one, a special effect. After applying the dress up, increase the damage of bombers in his force. If in non-cops, double the amount of damage increased. So he does have a lot of damage increase and some debuffs. But just looking at him off the rip, I don't see him as a PvP capo for bombers. I'm not sure if there's anybody I would remove from a bomber march that he could replace.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not great with bombers either, so don't quote me on that, guys. I don't run bombers. I never really have. So if anyone out there, wants to check my arithmetic on that, I could be wrong. Any of you bomber fiends out there,
Bro, you're
Cena
about to
should be
get some
out there.
hate mail.
Yeah, and that's fine. I can take the hate mail. Bombers are not my thing. I don't run them. I kill them.
Yeah, I feel that.
I know Xena runs bombers, and she usually checks in with us. So Xena, if you hear this, let me know, or drop us a message on Discord or something, and I will issue a correction of statements in the next episode. I will issue a retractment and correct my statements. But as far as you know, because I think you have a little bit more experience in bombers than I do, is Jack one of those guys that you've been told to use in a bomber force? Is Jack one of those guys that you've been told to use in a bomber force, or have you been told other guys?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe I am wrong. And I'm learning something new tonight, which is always a good thing. Like I said, he does have a lot of buffs, and the fact that he has, a book and a dress up is big. I know that.
Right.
So, maybe I am mistaken.
Well, all I know is that this game is ever changing, and that's something that I think is probably one of the main reasons why people, well, I don't say one of the main reasons, but definitely a reason why people have stayed. There's been kind of a, what's a good word for it? There's been a lull, and, big updates over the years, so they've kind of just tweaked some things here and there, so we've talked about it before. A lot of players kind of left the game, and then when they came back, they were culture shocked because a lot of things had changed, and so I am looking forward to some more of these updates that we've been getting lately. And like I said, you never know. Maybe before it's all said and done, I'll get a capo that'll do the purge for me, and do some of these elites for me, that would be great. And who knows, maybe they'll even have a new capo that comes out and does some more of these other events for us, so we can be some lazy mobsters.
Might also get a capo that comes out and does an Irish jig and pours us a drink.
That's what I'm talking about, my dude. I wish I could get one to go make me some something to eat right now, because I'm pretty hungry. But listen, I hope everybody had a great time tonight. I know I had a great time doing this episode with you, my man. I appreciate you. And listen, thank you so much to FT Games for sponsoring this content. If you guys have not downloaded this game, you guys can definitely click the link in the description of this video. You can find the links for the Apple Play Store and the Android Play Store. If you guys have not joined the Godfather Family Dynasty official Discord and official Facebook page, you guys can find the links for that in the description as well. But my boy, you got anything you want to say to the people at home?
Yeah, as always, appreciate everyone checking in. I know it's much later than we usually would run an episode, but trying to get some content out while we can get some content out with our schedules they are right now. And like you were just saying, like, if you guys want to check the game out, if you're a fan of the Godfather movie series, the nostalgia behind this game, it makes it really enjoyable. I know it's one of the big reasons I started playing it, and I still play it. So come check it out. And Smooth and I are always here. And if we can't answer any questions for you, we will direct you to those who can.
You got that right. We are the AT&T of Godfather. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I had an awesome time, man. Thank you so much, Rex, for showing up like always. I couldn't do this shit without you. Thank you so much, Chat Mafia, for supporting us, guys. I just want to check something really quick while we're on the air. Normally I don't do this, but tonight's a little bit of a special case. We are so close to monetization. I just want to show everybody exactly how close we actually are, though, because it's kind of crazy. I haven't checked in a while. Where are we at?
Yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications so that you know when we do come on live with these crazy hours that sometimes we just decide to throw out some random content for you guys.
Got that right, buddy. We're right here. Guys. Watch hours. We need 3,000. And we are at 2,934, my dude. Do you see how close we are?
Guys, there's like 130 something episodes. If you haven't seen them all from the beginning, go back and start watching them.
Yeah, guys, put our episodes on while you're asleep so we can get these watch hours, guys.
I actually will go back and listen to old episodes. While I'm driving to and from work sometimes, just because I want to refresh myself on something we talked about a long time ago. We've been doing this for quite a while, and sometimes the information, I'm getting old, so it slips out. But just as a refresher or something, I know Lethal has gone and made it possible so that when you go to the YouTube channel, you can look at just the episodes from The Godfather. So if you're into The Godfather, you can click on that and just pull up that playlist.
Yep.
You don't have to scroll through and sift through the 347 games that Smooth live streams for.
My bad. I know I'm making y'all's life harder.
No, but that tab is awesome. And guys, there really is we don't ever claim to know everything there is to know about the game. We are learning and we are students of the game as well. I went to a very veteran, knowledgeable player today and was pestering the hell out of him about something that I've been curious about and I'm trying to get to the bottom of. And when we do come up with an answer, I am going to share it on an episode, hopefully coming up very soon. So something to look forward to with that. But I know I racked Mr. Plato's brain quite a bit today and strained him and stressed him out. So he's looking for some answers for me, and once I get them, I will share them with everybody and hopefully get to the bottom of this dilemma with my question I had for him. But a lot of good information in the old episodes. Hosts that have come and gone and whatever, we've had a lot of knowledgeable folks here, so definitely worth checking out some older stuff if you have any questions.
Absolutely, man, and I look forward to the next episode. Again, thank you to Rex, and thank you so much to Chat Mafia. You guys are amazing. I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. So until next time, y'all, peace.
Hey, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Good episode, my dude.
I feel so bad for what I did to Plato today, but it was necessary.
He said, I feel so bad. You made it sound like he was tortured.
I do. I even put in a message. I was like, I'm really not trying to, like,